What's good, great people? I am Iza Moon, and I have a special guest in the building today. Simply Bree from He Said What Radio Network shall be joining me for a frank conversation. I'm very excited about this because I have, in fact, been with this person for quite some time and have watched them grow, not only as an individual, but also, as a radio host network. So this should be an amazing conversation. We have had quite a few in the past, but this one will actually be a frank conversation. A big shout out to my sponsor for this evening, and that is none other than Body by Trini. Definitely check out her products at bodybytrini.com. This is a black-owned business that specializes in, making your skin look and feel so amazing. So definitely want to throw some support behind that. That use code anniversary for a nice discount on bodybytrini.com.
Ooh.
Hey.
Hey, well, I'm a little too high. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Hold on now.
Yes, wait a minute. Oh, wait, there we go. Okay.
Are we live?
Good. Yes, we're live.
Hey, well, first and foremost, thank you so much for joining me. I don't know if I should just go ahead and keep saying Simply Bree or Miss Wallace. I don't know which.
I'm gonna fight you. Listen. You can't be doing this, son.
Look, I know what I ain't know if you want me to go.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the first one.
Okay, we're gonna go with for sure.
We gotta talk about this afterwards. You know, there's people out there that don't know my real name.
The thing is, there's people out there that don't know mine. I told you mine. Yeah, like. Yeah.
Well, you just called me out there, so I feel like you should call yourself out there too.
Look, I've thrown myself under the bus a couple times, just because I had to, because gotta build that bridge. Let them know that, hey, this is a certain level. Look, man, it's a secret society. Yeah. All we ask for is trust. Like
that's it. That's all we need. Just a little bit of trust.
Just a little bit of trust. Man, guess what? So, I was doing my research in regards to, you, because you are my special guest of this evening. And, I came across something that I found to be quite, this is interesting. So when you were doing, no, please.
This is like the hot seat. I'm like, okay.
So when you were doing In My Mind, the podcast, I told you I had to look something. I heard your thoughts on and for those who don't know, it's on streaming platforms. I heard your thoughts on Black and Milds, right?
I'm gonna fight you. Okay.
But there was something that you mentioned there that made me really stop and think. Like it's like, hey, this is like a repetitious behavior that you're just used to doing. I wonder, now that time has passed since then, what are you actually doing to help alleviate the stress that comes with, all the hats that you are wearing, from, owning He Said What, to hosting so many different podcasts, as well as, so different experiences. Like, what exactly are you doing to help, separate yourself from the stress that comes with that?
Oh man, I talk to my people. Like I have a group of people, and you are one of them. And just bouncing ideas off of them and listening to what everybody else has going on. Sometimes it helps me realize that what I'm going through, what I have as stress, is nothing nothing compared to everybody else. So really just having that open discussion and that open communication with everyone that's in my circle. And then also exercising, like going to the gym or going to do field research. You know, just finding ways like that, or going for a walk or spending time with my son. Having to separate myself from the network on the weekends. Like I had to give myself a schedule where I said, on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm not doing any work. Like I have to have me time and actually following through with it. So, yeah.
You ever find times where like, I'm not finna follow through with this. I gotta
post that flyer real quick.
Yeah.
I have that, and you know what? It's okay. It's okay because to me, it's something good. Now, if I spend the whole day doing it, then I'm falling back on what I said I was going to do. But every now and then, it's okay to actually indulge into work. Just remembering to keep myself accountable for the boundaries that I've set.
Yes. Holding yourself accountable for boundaries that you set. How does that play into other parts of your life? Especially like, you know, in the field research.
Okay, so you know, even with the accountability, I have to say to myself, if I'm going to go out and I'm going to do field research, I have to gather some type of data. So if I'm going to go to the sports bar, I need to at least try to focus on watching the game, especially seeing how I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So let me at least attempt to. Or even, you know, when it comes to holding those boundaries. I have so many amazing male guests that have come on He Said What Network. And it's so hard to not be like, hey, you single? I'm single. Like, hey, so let's just see where this can go. It's so hard not to do that. But at the same time, it's like, I have to remember this is business. And that's it. Like, I can't cross that line past business. So that's how I hold myself accountable. And that's how I keep my boundaries.
Most definitely. You know, I want to go into another part about you that I really, you know, enjoy. You said in an interview, one of the lessons that you've learned along the way was never get comfortable. You know, comfort will open you up to failure, setbacks, and being taken off your destined path. You know, I want to talk to us about, you know, how the failure can actually help, you know, and maybe give us some insight to that time you felt like you got too comfortable.
Man, when I first started doing the shows, and I was booking people, booking.
Right.
I got used to them coming on time. I got used to everything, the show going, flowing, on point.
Right.
And then when I got hit with hey, something came up, sorry, I'm not going to be able to do the show tonight. It's like, wait, what? Like, the whole world just came crashing in on me because it was like I was so comfortable with things going like it's supposed to go.
Absolutely.
That it's like that threw me off, and it was like, okay, you always got to have an ace in your back pocket just in case someone is not able to come through. Right. Another thing, I remember doing a show, and I had these two guests. One was a musician, and the other one, he was just an older gentleman. And I learned, hey, okay, I need to set rules where you cannot come onto the show if you're intoxicated. You cannot come onto the show if you are going to be combative. Like, I had to set those rules from the experience. Right. And so in doing it, you learn little by little things that you need to actually make visible. You need to set rules. You need to set boundaries so that other people are aware of it before they even come onto your show. So, I mean, talk about what now? If I have somebody that's like, hey, sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it, and it's like 30 minutes before the show, I'm hitting everybody up. Hey, are you available? Hey, are you available? Right. So either you may even get a message one day like, hey, I need you to come on and talk about something that you are totally not prepared for.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, you can hit me whenever. Just let me know.
Yes.
Like, give me like 2 seconds. Like, hey, so the topic is, you know, how to crush nuts with your forehead.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess I'll go Google that.
And I told people that my guest is a professional nut crusher. So
a professional nut crusher.
Pause.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man. Shout out to SImplee Sportz and our professional ball master that we kick it with on a daily
Yes.
every Monday.
New ball masters.
Yes, man. Y'all come through whenever y'all get a chance. No, but one of the things that I really enjoyed about that quote is that it kind of makes it so that you have to separate. You have to have a degree of separation when it comes to, all right, I know that things are flowing. No, you can't put that on your resume. I know that things are flowing, but I have to be ready for make sure that I expect the unexpected. And that is definitely something that I feel like you can really just only gain through the experiences that you have.
Yeah.
And it seems as things grow within the network, especially as someone that has really watched, like, oh, hey, look at this. Okay, look at this.
Yes.
Everybody got Sims. It's nice, like
Yes.
I stop and I think, like, man, this will, in fact, this does come with experience, and really just learning from others. I learned also about you that there was at one point in time where you were seeking out advice in regards to what to do, and someone who was very like just negative, and
What?
yeah.
Yeah, you did your research.
That's what, hey, look, man.
Yes.
This is why, like I said, this is what I want to, like I said, this is what I want to do. And as time goes, this is what I want to do with you as time continues to go by. We gonna grow together, I promise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I wonder, those type of negative experiences, how do you keep yourself from being brought down by them, and find it in yourself to keep going?
Man, let me tell you. Ooh, that one right there sends me chills, because I was brand new at podcasting. Like, in my head, I'm not a podcaster. I'm an online radio personality. I'm not a podcaster. So I joined a Facebook group, and I was looking to see how everybody else has their stuff set up and seeing what tips and tricks I could do. And there was just one guy, and I'm not going to say his name because I'm not going to even give him that type of attention. Right. But it was this one guy who was the guru of podcasting. So I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, I'd love to get a consultation with you. Mind you, he's offering it on the Facebook group, offering consultations. Okay, we set up a half an hour the next day. So I'm excited. I'm like, oh, I don't know what he's going to say, but I'm ready because I'm always interested in learning. And, he calls me up and he's like, yeah, so tell me about your podcast. How long have you been doing it? And I said, well, I literally just started this like maybe less than a month ago. I was using Anchor. And he was like, so you don't have any experience? And I was like, not really, not like that. And I told him what I was using. I said, yeah, I'm using my cell phone, and I got the headset and the mic connected to the phone. And I was proud because I was like, this shit sounds good. He was like, yeah, you're going to need to step up your equipment. Yeah, you're not using the proper equipment. Like, your sound is going to be horrible. And I'm like, oh, and you need to do this and you need to do that. And I'm like, okay. The part that hurt me was the next day when he went into the Facebook group. Even though he didn't mention my name, he was like, a lot of you newbies, if you expect to make it just by using your cell phone, you might as well go ahead and quit now, because that's not the way to do it. And I was like, damn, like I knew he was talking about me. And I literally wanted to quit. I wanted to quit. I wanted to say, you know what? I'm not going to go through stuff like this. If I'm not using the right stuff, then tell me I'm not using it, but you don't have to drag me. So to answer your question, staying strong and motivated and not giving up was when I spoke to my big sis, Nicola Mitchell. I remember calling her, and I was so broken. I believe I was crying, like I was broken. And I told her, like, this is what he said to me. And she was like, okay, first of all, just because someone has a title in the front of their name doesn't make them the expert of it. It just means that they have a title in front of their name. Facts. Don't let what anybody say discourage you from doing what you enjoy doing, what makes you happy, what pleases you. And ever since I had that talk with her, it was just like up from there. Like, and I try to turn around and give people the same thing, like the same encouragement. If you're doing a podcast from your cell phone, guess what? Kudos to you, because you're doing it. At least you're not sitting around saying, oh, I want to, I'm thinking of. You're actually doing it, even if it's starting off on a cell phone, because I started off on a cell phone. And I'm sure a lot of popular people who are popping now started off on a cell phone.
Yeah. And that's the thing, bro. It's just as long as you start from somewhere, you know, like rather than just it's just sitting on the idea. As long as you put something out there, you actually went through the steps of downloading the Anchor and actually uploading. Yeah. So yeah, I totally understand that. You know, it's terrible that people will still try to down those that try. Right. Like as if trying is a negative thing. Like, oh, what?
You tried to walk? Oh no, you're supposed to come out walking as a baby.
Like, right? Like, dang, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta crawl first, before I can walk, and then walk before I can run.
Right.
But what's wild is that is also that as we say this, there are also those that try to skip the steps, skip the I myself, because I'm very impatient, right, as a person, as far as like with myself and like my own advancements, how are you when it comes to your own dreams? Like, talk to us about having patience while you're growing.
I don't have patience, so
look.
Like, I don't have it. Like, to me, I feel like if an idea comes to me, I'm trying to jump on it then and there. Right. And it's hard because you can easily get burnt out trying to do everything. And then having that mentality of, I can do everything, and believing in it and doing everything. It's like, it's so hard to sit back sometimes and even just wait on somebody else to do something so that it can be completed. So it's like, patience in the dream, it does come with time. I'm better now than I was when I first started, but thinking of it like a baby, like you have to put love into a baby. You have to put time and learning and will and determination. Right. And the more you put into that baby, that's your foundation. So yeah, if you want success overnight, that's cool. You go for that. But if it doesn't stand and it crumbles, then you're going to have to go all the way back to the beginning and start all over again. Whereas if you can actually just take your time and do things the right way the first time, then you're golden. Like, that's just what it is.
Absolutely. Relationships, man, they're defined as the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected. Or the state of being connected. Yes. What connections do you feel are the most important to where you are trying to go with, your dreams, especially at this stage?
A genuine connection. A genuine connection. And I know you've come across this as well. A genuine connection to someone who is sincerely interested in what it is that you're doing, and not what can they get from being associated with you. There's a lot of clout chasers. And the interesting thing is, I can't even say I'm still starting, because we're going into 2 years. But where I am right now is not where I see the network staying. Like, it's definitely going to grow bigger. And so it's interesting because you see a lot of people wanting to get involved for their own good. Yeah. Like, they're not getting involved because they see something in you and they want to contribute towards that. They're getting involved because they're like, what can I get out of it? If I can say, I know this person, then how does that make me look? Right. And that's very important, the genuine and the sincerity of someone. And then two, you got to have people that you can learn from. If you can't learn, if all you're doing is you're doing the teaching, you may need to reevaluate that. Because I know for me, I want to surround myself with people who is already doing what it is that I want to do. because now I can learn, but I also have the skills to contribute towards what it is that they got going on. But you gotta be genuine, because if people are not, if it's not something that they're interested in, they're not going to stick around for long. You shake that tree, they're going to shake off, basically. Call and shake on them. They're going to shake off, baby. Yes, I'm telling you. I promise you. You got to be aware of the people that's in your circle. You got to be aware of those people.
You know, it's the higher you go, I feel like the smaller the actual circle gets, you know, because there's, you like you said, you know, it starts to shake, you know, it gets, especially the higher up the tree, you know, like, you know, it's how like at the bottom of the tree, it's not shaking, right? It's not moving off, but higher up you get there, like everything is moving up there, you know? And so I feel like there does in fact, there's, with elevation comes separation, you know? And so you will in fact start to realize that those that are within your circle, who, you know, were there, who may have been there in the beginning, may not have been there in the beginning for the right reasons. Right. So have you had to face that, you know, as you've elevated? And if you have, you don't gotta call nobody out. But if you have, what do you feel like, you know, has been a big learning point within that?
I have actually. I hear it all the time. Meet people where they are. If you meet people where they are, then you will understand and appreciate their behavior, because this is just who they are. You can't sit here and have expectations for people who don't have expectations for themselves. So unfortunately, I have had to weed some people out of my circle and even out of my personal circle. And it's not to offend them. It's not because they've done anything wrong. I just look at it like, the way that they go about handling situations themselves is not something that I see good for me, because some people like bad energy. Some people like drama. Some people love to keep stuff going on. I'm a happy-go-lucky people person. So, and I'm very independent. I can do my field research. I can get up and go to a club by myself. I don't need an entourage. I don't need a group of people. But you have a lot of people out there who become codependent. And I don't like that. I don't even like my puppy to be up under me. I'm like, go do something with your life. You know what I'm saying? It's like those people, I just feel like I can't learn nothing from you. Like, and as much as I sow into you, you're not sowing into yourself. So what are we doing? Like, and at this point, when you got a lot of stuff going on, you really, like you said, you got to analyze your circle. Like, okay, what are we doing here? Where are we going? What's the goal?
Yes. That's hey, look at you, queen speaking truth. You are. Yes. You really are. Look, let me ask you a question. Okay. Engineer Mose.
Yes.
He's actually one of my favorite people.
Man of little words, I promise you.
Man of very few words, and gets the job done.
Yes.
You know, as he grows, you know, what do you feel like what kind of expectations do you have for him as he seeks out relationships within his own personal life?
So, Manager Moses, for those who don't know, that's my son. My son is 14. He is also the engineer of the shows, basically. He does a lot of behind the scenes, making sure things run smoothly, comments.
The boy already got a resume.
Yes,
he already got a resume.
Yes. So, oh my God. So for me, and just to be 100% honest, I put a lot of pressure on him. I have high expectations of him, and I have to remind myself that he's still a kid, and I need him to still do kid stuff. I was trying to buy the boy boxes when he was like 3, and my mom was like, no, he likes the tidy whities. Okay, tidy whities it is. But like, my expectations for him when it comes to his relationships with other people is seek out discernment. Be able to tell who's around you because they really want to be around you. And he's good with that. And understand that you don't have to do something that you don't want to do just because they want you to do it. Be able to be your own man, stand your own ground, and call your own shots. he's a leader, and I need him to continue to be a leader. So I try not to put too much on him, but for me, like if he doesn't want to go to, he's in high school. If he doesn't want to go to college, that's his choice. You know, I'm trying to line him up where now at least he can go to someone, if not create his own business and say, hey, I have production skills. Hey, I have engineering skills. I have this. Create your own business. I try to sow entrepreneurship into him because I feel like, you know, when kids are in high school, you say, well, what do you want to do when you get out of college? Oh, I want to go work for this place. I want to go work for that place. I don't want him to feel like that. I want him to be able to say, oh, well, I'm going to have my own business, my own production company.
Right.
And this is the skills that I have to back me up. So I just want him to be himself and be comfortable with who he is and understand that he got Mama Bear behind him 100%. And we got to fuck some kids up. We can fuck some kids up. But yeah, no. But no, I just want him to know that he's great. He comes from greatness and his destiny is full of greatness. So, period. That's my expectations of Manager Mo. That's
what's up. You know, it's a unique one, and I really wanted to make sure that I highlighted that because
thank you.
Yeah, because it's, you know, we're all for my generation especially, you know, it's always been, hey, go to college, get a job, you know, go work for somebody till you retire, then you can rest. But you know, to have someone behind you from the jump saying, hey, look, here are things in which you can do, right? That, you know, you can, if you would like to go, if you want to go, cool. If you don't, cool. Here's, you know, at least you're able to create your own space. You know what I'm saying? You can carve out your own space within this world, and I will always be there behind you to help support.
Always.
You know, that's dope. Like, it's really a dope.
Dude, if I could literally, when we get up there, when he turns of age, and if he's prepared and he's ready, I'll turn this network over to him, and I will work under him just to make sure that he has that level of leadership, but he also has a strong foundation underneath it.
Most deaf. Look at that. Okay. Listen, he gonna look for this. He gonna look for this. This interview. he gonna look for this. Like, wait. When's your interview with Easy Moon? Because I want to. Hey, hold on, man. You remember when you said you gonna turn this over to me? Like,
you remember when?
Nah, most definitely. I want to go into you know, your goal. You know, you at one point in time you said your goal was to create a platform where men and women would be able to come together and bridge the communication gap. Yes. How do you feel like you've accomplished this feat so far?
Oh, man.
Go ahead.
I absolutely, myself, I'm constantly learning from the guests that come on. And for me, it's almost like a confirmation that, hey, if you're learning something, there's so many people out there like you who are also learning, and it's working. Like, the way that when it comes to even talking to a guy, I find myself now just really sitting back and listening and being conscious of, don't interrupt them, let them finish. When I do shows, when I talk to someone, it don't even matter. I always have a notebook and I write down my questions so that they can talk. So I feel like so far we have been on track with bridging the gap in communication between men and women because, believe it or not, with Simply Sports, a predominantly large amount of the viewers are women, not men, and it's a sports show. So I feel like women are taking an interest in sports, and they're also taking an interest in what it is that we're talking about. And we have a lot of moments where we're not talking about sports. So I honestly feel like the goal is still bridging the gap in communication between men and women. But I'm remodifying that where it's going to be universal, okay? Because now the new tagline is communication is universal, because at the end of the day, whether it's man and woman, woman and woman, man and man, it doesn't matter. It's still, you have to communicate. And that's the important thing. And I need people to understand that regardless of someone's sexual preference, it doesn't matter. They still have to know how to communicate, because if we're just focusing on man and woman, then what about everybody else?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's still the overall goal. And hopefully we are able to continue to increase the healthiness in relationships and even increase the knowledge in people before they get into relationships so that they know and they're more aware of how they are. Know your flaws, know what it is that you need to work on, and, go from there.
What do you feel like is the most important quality for a man to have before he enters into a relationship?
Oh, man. Woo. Oh, vulnerability. He needs to be comfortable being vulnerable. Like, especially when it comes to relationships with women, right? Men are so macho hard. You're like, that sounds like a bear. But but men are so used to being macho. It's like, guess what? You can turn that down. You can turn it down with your lady. You don't have to be like that with your lady. Just like men don't like women with masculine energy, we need you to have some sense of sensitivity and be okay letting your guard down. We are in a relationship. Why are you guarded with someone you're in a relationship with? Right. How are you looking to improve who you are if you're so busy worrying about what someone is going to think of you if you say this or if you show this type of emotion? So if a man can be vulnerable with his woman or even during the dating process, I feel like that's going to put the relationship in a whole new level. Like, because guess what? If you're vulnerable, what is she going to be? She's going to be vulnerable. So it's a contagious behavior.
One thing that was dropped at the bottom was, wouldn't that depend on, what's up, Mike? Wouldn't that depend on the relationship? And, I honestly I want to turn that question over to you. I know everyone has their own preferences, but for you, you're saying that you would prefer, the biggest thing that prior to entering into a relationship for a man, for you would be that vulnerability.
Any relationship. At the workplace, okay? You have to have a sense of vulnerability. If you don't know, say you don't know. Be okay saying, I don't know. You don't have to know the answer to everything. Because guess what? By you acting like you know everything, and if you don't know everything, and chances are you don't know everything, you're putting pressure on yourself to know everything.
Yeah.
Like, but if you say, I don't know, that's more acceptable. That's more, oh, okay, well, can you find out? I mean, that's what any relationship. I wouldn't even just say a romantic relationship or boyfriend and girlfriend. That's with your family. Like, be vulnerable with your family. I don't understand why people are so protected, so guarded. I understand we get hurt. I understand we experience pain. But at some point, you have to let that guard down.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I want to turn the conversation into, what this show is about. Oh, snap.
Oh,
I lost all the power in the world. Jesus. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
There we go. Okay. Turn off the lights.
That's right.
Light a candle. Vulnerable. I do like that. Vulnerability and authenticity is actually I feel like both those things go hand in hand, and one actually feeds the other. To be authentic will make so that you can. It's easier to be vulnerable.
Right.
I want to turn the conversation into the goal of the show, and that is philanthropy, garnering support from the audience and putting it towards a charity or nonprofit that you care about. What charity or nonprofit would you like to spotlight?
You really gotta ask me that.
And why is the cause and face so important to you?
You really gotta ask me that. First of all, this is going out to the Girls Who Brunch Tour. Okay, hands down. That's where this is going. Okay, let me tell you guys about the Girls Who Brunch Tour. I don't know how many times I took off my eyelashes at these events. Okay, because when I tell you, okay, first of all, Girls Who Brunch Tour is a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and it's for girls at risk between the ages of 9 and 17, 9 and 14. Teenagers, okay?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, this is something that I had to learn from talking to Nicola. You say at risk. Oh, I don't stay in the hood. Are you black? Yes. You're at risk.
You're at risk.
Are you a female? Yes, you're at risk.
Yep.
Did you grow up with both parents in the household? No, you're at risk. Any little thing can make you at risk. And so what this organization does is it takes these young girls, okay, and it is 9-17, takes these young girls and we put on an event, and not just in one city, okay? We're damn near global because we're also in St. Lucia as well, okay? So we put on a day. It's their day. We give them, they have a meal, like lunch. They have snacks. They have a performance. Usually you have young girls performing, dancing. They got a dance. They have a dance-off, dancing contest. They have workshops that these young girls break off into, and they learn so much. They come back and they tell you what they learned in their class, okay? And then at the end, we have a panel discussion, and it's called Look, I Have a Question. This is the part where I'll be like, let me take the lashes off now.
Yeah.
This is the segment where the young girls are given index cards or pieces of paper and a pen, and they are to write one question that they have, and it's anonymous. And these young girls will write the question, and the panel will actually address the questions. There's questions from, and you can read between the lines, but what if it's my brother? What do I do if my mom is always telling me how ugly I am? What do I do if my grandparents are selling me? And a lot of these young girls come from foster homes, group homes, foster care. So a lot of them, they look just like us. They look like your daughters. They look like your nieces. But you can't believe that they're going back to a group home. Like, you can't believe the stuff that a lot of these girls have been rescued from sex trafficking. Okay. A lot of them run the risk of going back just because the lifestyle that they had lived, they're so used to it. So without a shadow of a doubt, this goes to the Girls Who Brunch Tour. And like I said, in July, we are going to St. Lucia to give those girls the Girls Who Brunch Tour experience like we get in the States. So
guess who's going too, funny enough.
Are you really? Oh,
Yep.
man, listen, I am excited. I'm super excited because just for me, so I'm also on the board of the organization. Just for me to see these girls and be able to talk to them, and they're just happy. Like, even overseas, they're happy. They're happy to talk to you about Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, the weather, something, and they're just like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and I'm looking like, "No, you're so beautiful."
Right.
And to know the conditions that they live in. Like Nicola, she sent me a picture of their bathrooms. Their bathrooms are outside, like in the river. Like, it's unbelievable. So this organization has done so much for these girls. I'm happy to be a part of it. So yeah, that's where it's going. Long story short.
Most definitely. So
and that's how I met you.
I was about to say, like, hey, bring it all the way back around. That's how
I met you from doing an Instagram takeover for the Girls Who Brunch Tour. Yeah,
man. Right in the middle of the pandemic, man. Yeah. It was and from there it just grew. I want to say thank you so much for spotlighting them. I'll definitely be glad to tag them at the bottom of this video. And definitely let folks know to throw support behind them. Gotta say thank you to Nicola for linking us up one more time. But before it's a tradition here before we close out to always get words of wisdom from our guests. And this one is I just love you so much. I want to make that very, very clear. What words of wisdom would you have? And mind you, this is for the next generation, right? What words of wisdom would you have for anyone dealing with a breakup or divorce?
Breakup or divorce, and I'm divorced. So it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. No relationship is perfect. You just came to a crossroads where You both outgrew one another. But that doesn't mean that you're not perfect for the next person and they're not perfect for the next person. Life goes on. Life goes on. Life goes on. It gets better. Okay. You've learned something about yourself that you didn't know. And the fact that you were able to at least experience that opportunity in life, a lot of people don't even get to that. A lot of people don't get to it. It's not the end of the world. Keep going and rebuild yourself. Take time for yourself before you jump into another relationship. Give yourself the opportunity to heal, okay? Your healing, my healing may look completely different, and that's okay. Your healing doesn't need to look like somebody else's because your challenges are not like somebody else's. So be okay healing. I'm about to throw something. Be okay being by yourself.
Right.
Okay? Please. Because that's the biggest mistake that a lot of people make. And they end up going back. And you don't want to go back. We don't go back. We go forwards. Okay? Be okay being by yourself. You deserve it.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Bree.
Man, I'm so mad it's over.
Man, thank you so much for joining me
Yes.
for a frank conversation. You know, I really want, first of all, you know, not only thank you for joining me, man, but thank you for so much for your support throughout this time period in which I started this. Thank you for helping me grow as a person through my experiences on SImplee Sportz. You know, I consider you family, friend, you know, closer than ever. Like, I really do. So I can't wait for the future for both of us. I know we gonna be at the top together. And while all those are falling off, we're gonna still be right there looking at each other like, hey, yo, you remember them years back?
Remember that interview?
You remember that interview? Mo's over here looking like Mo's really trying to get the network now. It's crazy.
Like, bro, okay, somebody about to give me their business, either Ezell or you. And yours is already dedicated, I'm sure, to your son. So,
hey, look, mine's is you know that's the big thing, man. Creating that generational wealth, man. Yeah. We want it for our so bad because, you know, them having more than what we got is the biggest thing.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm about to close this out. I thank you again.
Yes. Thank you. Wait. Because you ain't about to shut down on me. You ain't gonna let me do my little final words to you. So,
oh yeah. Go ahead. Let them know.
Not just that. I'll do that too. But what I wanted to say was, you have come so far. Like, the people that you have on your platform and your ability to be sincere and genuine and unique with every interview. No interview is the same. Like, your growth is amazing. And the day that you actually when you finally do take a break and take a look back and see how far you've come, you're going to realize how special you really are, how strong you really are, and understand that there's no one but one Ezell Moon, even though that's your alias. But yes, there's only one you. Nobody can do what you do better than what you do. So don't forget it. And I'm sure you're not, and understand that there's nothing that you can't get accomplished, period, regardless of how hard it may get, regardless of how challenging it may get, regardless of them days when you just want to say, I'm done. Don't be done, friend. You can't be done. Like, you in this for life, so sorry. Yeah.
For sure. Man, thanks. I appreciate that. I'm not gonna cry on this camera right now.
Oh God! I'm not gonna cry.
Nah, fair. I can't. Oh, thank you though, for real. Like, I needed that way more than you know, and I will definitely be talking to you about why.
Yes, listen, I'm here. Open door policy.
For sure. When you want me to sign that NDA?
We got until December 15th.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For sure. For sure.
There we
All
go.
right.
There we go.
All right. I'm about to go ahead and close the thing out, man.
All right. Bye, people.
Bye. You guys, that was Bree. That's my sister, man. That's actually family. Definitely go check her out at _SImplee Bree. That's with 2 E's on the Simply and 2 E's on the Bree _. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This has been an amazing, frank conversation. You know, at the end when she spoke that life into me, you guys, like I said, I'm not gonna cry on camera, so I'm about to power through this and close this out. $Ezel if you enjoy what I do, 60% goes to a charity or nonprofit that you care about, and 40% goes to making this the best thing you've ever seen, to where we are doing these in person, sitting in front of people, and people are engaging in the Black-owned business and engaging with us as we do these interviews. I want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, Body by Trini. Definitely go to bodybystrini.com and use code anniversary for a discount. Yeah. And Strange Wonderful, thank you. And you should definitely come on up here as well whenever you get a chance. And Jay, thank you, man. To all those that bought a badge, I sincerely appreciate you. Yeah, y'all have a blessed, amazing day. Peace. Purchase my book, Purple Mike Wants a Bike, at Amazon.com. You can find it there. Just type in Purple Mike, type in Ezel Moon, and it'll pop up. If you guys want to follow me, no, not even if, go follow me at Ezel Moon _ on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people.